Hello everybody, welcome to another Let's Build here. This one is for the super version of Proto 1, so it's going to be a fun little Let's Build here. So, Proto 1 actually has a pretty, it's like one of my favorite like B-Daman types overall in like a lot of the series, so I figured I might as well grab the super version of it. The super had some unique differences with Proto line, because it actually has like multiple versions and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So this actually will be our first Pi system, plugin system. So yeah, this will be our first plugin system one. It's not the EX one, I don't know why I was about to say EX, but it is a basic plugin system. It is actually a really cool one. Always love the design of the Protos. Just one of those unique design aspects. You got our removable trigger, that reminds me of the DHP system right there. Little lock-in system, so kind of interesting concepts. It actually gives me a lot of vibes from like Crossfight in general, because these little pads right here, or the Crossfight ES line, I guess I should say, these push in to make like the middle thing stronger. It also has little screws to hold in out all the pieces. So overall, it really much reminds me of just the later Crossfight stuff. Pretty cool. Got the old tape on there, and got all the cool accessories and stuff. This one doesn't come with all the cool accessories. Don't have magazine or barrel, so sorry about that, y'all. But getting accessories is kind of hard in B-Daman. I don't know why it is, but it is actually usually really tricky to get cool little things for B-Daman. Wow, that tape did not even last a second against my knife. That's actually pretty sick. See, now we're going to pull it off. And let's get into the fun! So here we go. We're going to pull out all of our fun little parts here. I didn't show the bottom of the box either. The bottom of the box just shows little trays and stuff. But we got our instructions here. And our sticker sheet. Wow, usually, or I guess not. I don't know why I keep thinking that. But I was about to say they're usually in a bubble wrap package, but then I was like, no, they weren't. I've already done Let's Builds on other supers, so I'm like, eh. But yeah, overall, this one's looking pretty cool. Nice sticker sheet, nice quality. I'm not going to put it on because, like I said before, the sticker is old. It says there right there, 1998, so these are not going to probably last long off the sheet, so the joys of that. We'll put it in the background, though, currently. So overall, we got little cool build mechanisms. So this is going to remind me a lot of the DHP builds, because it actually does the whole little trigger mechanism very similar, which is really cool. And then we got a weird little hold parts and stuff like that, which, ooh, man, so much of this is giving me them DHP vibes more than I was expecting. Got our little body parts here. Still do the little head cover pieces, which is kind of interesting to me. Overall, not too bad. Got our little marble and screws. I know marbles are pretty much exactly the same size, but Super usually has an issue with their marble sizings. So yeah, here's a good example. The marble consistency at Super is actually really off usually. And here's probably a decent example of that, because this one is slightly smaller than what a usual marble is. Overall, there is no actual differences between marbles, really. Like, in general, marbles are pretty much exactly close to the same size. And there's been, like, a bunch of research and stuff like that. What was it? The user Lady Luck, she did a whole thing on Instagram and Reddit going over the intricate details of marble sizing, and that's mostly because I was very curious about it, and she was nice enough to actually sit there and make a long, detailed post with, like, her really fancy tool set. Recommend go check out that post. It's actually really good. She also does some other really cool B-Daman things on Reddit. Don't keep up with their Instagram stuff too often, but I do keep up with their Reddit stuff. Well, I don't really keep up with it, it just appears on Reddit, so it's just one of those things that's like, woo, right there in your face. I don't know if I described that a really good way or not. It's just, she does cool posts on the internet. Does cool posts for B-Daman things. That is probably the best way I can say it. But overall, it looks pretty cool. I like the nice little build structure overall. And I'm kind of curious, do I have to thread the screws in them myself? I probably do. But yeah, basically I'm going to sit down, trim out all these wonderful little pieces. They're actually not that many. This looks like actually a pretty simple build here. So I'll get to doing that, and we'll be back in just a quick old second to sit down and build it all together. Well, it'll be a quick second for you. It's going to take me a little bit to pop all these out and trim them up. So we'll be back in just a second. So, woohoo! Hello everybody, we are back from trimming all the pieces and stuff like that. I know that probably it's just a second for y'all, but for me it took a bit. Mostly because I was looking through the instruction manual and stuff like that. So, first off, we're going to talk about one very interesting difference in here, is the hold parts. So, here's one set of the hold parts. This is Type A's hold parts. And I see there's little extensions. So this is how you do the little ES like pushing thing. So the idea is you slightly push onto them and it tightens on the marble to make a more powerful shot. So they do that with little end cap pieces that go onto the side of the hands and just pretty much does a simple job. Pretty cool little piece, but that's it for that one. And then for Type B, we have more of a regular hold part with no little extension pieces. So they just have little hand covers in there because there's just no point to have a little empty holes into the hands. It is pretty cool that they give you the options to pick which one you like more. So I guess I'll mess around and see which one I prefer better. I'll probably go with Type A because I kind of like the idea of having more of a powerful B-Daman, so might as well. So let's get into the building process here. So we're going to take the two halves of the body, and we're also going to take the little core here. So you just want to kind of just, sorry, notice dog hair on there. I'm like, ew. My dog sheds a lot for a creature. I brush her a lot too, but it's the fun of her being a floofy monster is dog hair constantly. So we want to take this little piece here, or we have the two pieces right here, and I think we take a little middle piece here. I'm going to open up the instructions real quickly to make sure I'm thinking what I'm thinking properly. Yes, I am. So we're going to take a fun little middle piece here. Gotta find where it went, because it's tiny. I just dropped the instructions, but I know what I'm going for here. So here's this little tiny little middle piece here. It's a very simple little thing. Not too crazy. And I think it's the same on both sides, so hopefully it matches nicely with whatever we're doing here. Plop it in there. And yep, there we go. Matches in pretty nicely. There we go. So all it does is just plug into the top of the core there. Pretty much the simple little thing. And then I'm going to take all the pieces and just sort of slide them in at this point. Or peg them all in, I guess would be the better terminology. So here we go. We got everything nicely pegged in. And now we want to take our little front piece here, which nothing too crazy about it. That also just slaps on in. Overall, pretty nice. It looks like we have, I guess that's where a lot of the screws will be going into in the later parts. Let's see if I have to look at that. Haha, the instructions didn't drop that far, so we were able to look into them real quickly. Because I'm just making sure I don't have to jam screws in just yet. Nope, I do. Okay. So, this is where we start getting into our fun here. And then take a good look at the instructions, as y'all can probably tell. But let's look at our screws here. So first off, there's our cool little B-Daman. We're going to drop it over in this little one thing we have to the side. And we got all of our screws, which we had two bigger ones and two smaller ones. I'm guessing the bigger ones go into the arm pieces, and then the smaller ones go into the head, by the looks of it. So, yeah, that's what it looks like by... It's hard to say, but I imagine they go into this little... Yeah, they do. They fit nicely in there, so... Gotta love all these weird, fun little screws. So this is probably one of the weirder... Because usually you don't have like actual screws in B-Daman too often. So we'll take our nice handy dandy screwdriver and just start screwing it in, because it's kind of what you gotta do. It's a very fun process here, that's for sure. I'm guessing you're having to thread the plastic in there as well, so I'm hoping I'm not breaking that screw. Let's see, do I have a smaller one? I do, actually. Let's use the smaller one real quickly. I don't know. I'm not trusting my... Nope, that's too small. I guess I am using the right tool. That just always worries me with things. Do these work as well? No, they don't. Okay. Okay, I guess we'll go back to what I was using, because the power of just trusting this process. Which, ooh, is such a weird feeling. Hoping that's going in properly. I'll try putting the other one in there while we're at it, to keep like the sort of sense of security and stuff going through. Yeah. Okay. Put that to the end of the tip. Gotta make sure the tip is touching it all properly. This one's going in nicely. Well, I say that, but it gets to the one fun point where you just kind of have to trust in it. Okay, there we go. That side went in all nicely. Now it's just this side I think we're gonna have the fun with. Oh, man. This side is so not wanting to be part of this fun. Come on. Ooh, we're so close. I'm hoping that screw is fine. The other one went in nicely, but that one is starting to fight us. That is not a good screw for that one. Hopefully I can just... Nope. Great. This one screw is wanting to be a pain. I'm not trying to strip it either. I'm like, ugh. See if I can get the last bits of it in there. Why is it wanting to fight me? Why is it wanting to slightly break apart too? I see the bits and pieces of it coming off and I'm like, no! It's just stuck in there weirdly. I don't know why. I wonder if I could take it out. Let me just try. Well, that's not working. Okay. Ooh, I'm already not trusting this fun process at all. That one is not going in like that one did, so might hold off on finishing that one up for a little bit there. It's not stripped yet, so we're still good. Don't want it to strip, but it is going that direction for some weird reason, and that is such a scary reality when pieces want to do crazy things like that. So go move on to the next fun little parts here. We got our little little things. Pretty simple, they just pop on in. Guess you just want to have the one side in there and then swap on over. Take another little arm. See, is that gonna just insert in all nicely? See, that one went in pretty decently, but you always gotta have the fun parts in these little builds, don't you? The ones that don't wanna do anything super nicely. Oh, nope, that one's not even really sitting in either. So, I guess it's just how these pieces kind of go on. So, the joys. So, these ones actually had bigger screws in them, which is nicer than the other ones, so grab a different little thing here. And there we go. See, these ones going really nice. Yeah, these ones are gonna go in super nice in there. After it's in there, it doesn't really, or no, it slightly moves around a bit. Here, I'll try putting the other one in real quickly as well. Okay. And then we'll drop in this other one. Woo! Okay. Just see if we get these all in there pretty nicely. So, got a nice little fun hold parts here. As you see, you push them in and they slightly squeeze on in. Don't want to push too hard on them because that is a very easy way to break them. So, watch out with all that fun. It seems a little bit wiggly, but not too bad. See if I can just tighten that in there a bit more. Yeah, there we go. Now it's all solid in there. Just gotta tighten it a bit more in there, and at some point it'll just nicely solid in there. Tighten it up a bit more. And there we go. So now the arms are nicely in there. They fit nicely. So, because we'll continue onwards with the build process. But overall, we're doing pretty well. We just had the weird shady screw over in this side that's being weird, so that's fun for us. But let's move on to the next parts of the build here, which is a trigger mechanism, which it looks like it could go either way, to be honest. So, yay there. I am good with that. So, I'm going to go grab the spring off this little tray here. Make sure you do it gently. Don't want to accidentally fling it across your room and never find it again. That has happened a few times to me. Well, I did find it again, but because I am a crazy hunter. I'm also used to my cat messing around with things, so I'm like, it's normal for me at this point. Make sure that's not going to be how it happens with the last spring I was building. Yeah, my last build was like the Wild Wyvern, and ooh boy, that was a process and a half. So, we got our little thing here, and all you have to do is, do we have to twist these ones? No, no twisting this time. So, we actually don't have to deal with the crazy twist action. And the one part goes inside, okay. I was curious of how this would all fit in with itself. So, I'm going to take these little parts here, and I guess we just want to kind of just push it into it. I'm guessing that's the proper way of doing it, because, yeah, there we go. So yeah, just pops on in, you just gotta push it in there, and that's pretty much it. Prefer this method way more than the, the whole battle B-Daman method of twisting it. The twist feels so horrible, and it's just like one of my least favorite parts of building those things. So I figured next step we get to, I guess when you slide this one part in first. So yeah, there's the back cover hatch, pretty simple. And then you just slide in this next little hatch here, and you got the whole thing. That doesn't mean if you want to take off this back cover hatch, you actually would have to keep taking off the legs or whatever. So, it's not the most convenient of methods, in my personal opinion. Especially because that whole hatch mechanism isn't the best to mess around with. But for right now, we'll just slide in the trigger, because that's pretty much where we're going to go on with that. I'll tighten the screw, and probably in a bit, because I don't want to keep doing it on camera. I'm going to do it with my own eyes or whatever. So, and then next up, we just kind of want to actual bumps on here, by the way, to tell you which way it's supposed to go. So, watch out for that fun. Let's see. Did it tell me if the bumps go up or down in the instructions? I was like, ooh. Bumps are down, I presume, because it doesn't really show bumps on the thing. So, but now our little piece just slides in through the back here. Pretty easy. So I guess all we have to do now is just plop it in there. So I'm guessing, okay, and that's how it works. Okay, so you want to slide the piece out a bit so that this part pushes on in, and then once you have it all just nicely in there, you get this one piece and just push it in there and it slides on down. And there's our B-Daman. It's actually pretty nice. Besides the one little screw that I need to tighten in there a bit more, but I'm not wanting to strip it by accident. I already see a little bit of the dust pieces coming off, so I'm like, ooh, we're going to stop in right there. Gonna do a different method of screwing it in later, but overall, looks pretty nice. Not too bad. Got our nice little B-Daman here. Don't have anything to test it out with, but pretty simple little B-Daman. Drop the marble in, and there's our marble. And as you see there, the triggers just connect full on through. Well, let's see. I guess we'll push this out a bit. So overall, the grip on this guy is actually not bad. He's a pretty solid built B-Daman too, because it's just everything's screwed in there. So you actually have a bit of room to kind of mess around with it. So I guess the proper way of doing it would be to hold him like this, and then maybe put your fingers right there and just push on in. I'm just kind of holding it like how I do with the crossfight ones, where I'm just slightly doing the weird old tempting tricks here. Here, I guess I'll put the boxer in front of it right now. And just... Oh, we know we have a B-Daman puck around here, don't we? Yes, we do! Before we damage a box, let's actually try shooting a B-Daman puck instead. So, not doing any of the hold-down shots real quickly. Just gonna swoop it on there. And wow, that's some great power. Didn't even have to hold down any of the pieces yet. So... that's a pretty decent shot right there. Let's try holding down the little things a little bit. Not doing too much pressure. Just giving it slight resistance, which is pretty much how this concept kind of works. Just put my hand right there and just not pushing it in or anything. Just slight resistance, so when it tries spreading, it doesn't spread to its nice capabilities. And wow, that really went out over there. Woo! Yeah, you do feel the power boost, though. So, pretty cool little concept there. Not too bad, not too bad. You can't push it in, but I'm not going to recommend doing that, because plastic does break if you put too much pressure on it. So, overall, pretty cool, though. I do like the little sloped ramp in there, so you don't have an issue with loading in marbles at all. And let's say if you wanted to, I guess, let's say you want to store your marble in there, pop this down, pop the little... the foot piece kind of come out in a way. So, yeah, there we go. Not the easiest thing to pop in and out, but it works in a way. And our trigger pops out very easily. There's your marble inside. But let's say if you just want to store it all in there, it's pretty easy. Just take it apart. Slide everything back in there. You can even swap out the triggers, by the way, for better triggers and stuff like that. I see, I've one of the more common ones I've seen is the aluminum trigger, and then there we go, just kind of do that. Pretty cool. I'm not going to leave that one piece in there because I'm going to mess around with it for a bit, so. I also don't like leaving these pieces in with my super B-Daman either. I do it for the easier ones to take out, but these ES, or not ES, but these Pi ones are such a pain to take out this back hatch that it'll probably just go in a plastic baggie, to be honest. And that's kind of how I'll deal with it. But it is kind of nice, though. It is cool that there is little stoppers and stuff like that for each of the parts as well. I see it stops it from going further up and stuff like that. And then I love how the feet gimmick works too, with how it just sort of is just a nice little hole right there, and it just slides into lock into place. Overall, pretty cool concept. I think the only issue I've had so far is just that screw right there, so don't know how y'all would appreciate that concept. I'm going to try fixing that up, though, so that'd be pretty much it for right now. Thank you all for watching this awesome little Let's Build here, and that's pretty much it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye-bye. Woo-hoo-hoo!